Welcome to my second video of the night of the In the Ring show. This is going to be my review of ECW Hardcore Heaven 1997. This took place in August of 1997. Like I said, it was just 8 days after Born to Be Wired, which was also in August. I don't remember the exact date in August. If somebody could fill me in on that, I know it was August of '97 that Hardcore Heaven happened. But anyway, let's just jump right into this review and let's get started. So Joey Styles is doing his little spiel. Out comes Rick Rude. Joey Styles basically, says, "Here, have the mic. I just don't want any trouble. Doesn't want to even bother with Rick Rude." So Rick Rude cuts a promo talking about, leaving ECW for WWF and blah blah blah. And then he introduces Chris Candido. Rude predicts that he's going to be the next ECW World Television Champion, which the champion at the time was Taz. So Chris Candido and Taz have a really good match. Candido gives Taz a really good fight here, but Taz retains the TV Championship via the Taz mission. So then after that, we cut to a video package of ICP performing earlier in the night. And as they're talking about RVD, aka Rob Van Dam, being in the house. RVD and Sabu come out. They beat up ICP. Sandman attempts to come out and help him. He gets beat up for his trouble. He gets sent to the hospital. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of a spoiler instead of referring to this several times throughout the night. Basically, what ended up happening was Sandman ended up commandeering the ambulance. Then there was like an extreme helicopter with Lance Wright following the Sandman around, trying to figure out where he was going. And they showed this segment like 2 or 3 different times throughout the night. I'm just getting that part out of the way now because I don't want to have to mention it 2 or 3 different fucking times. So I'm just getting it out of the way now. So then we had the rematch from Born to Be Wired. Spike Dudley versus Bam Bam Bigelow. In this one, Bam Bam wins. And in an impressive feat of strength, he just fucking tosses Spike Dudley into like the frickin' 5th row of the crowd, and there was like body surfing going on. It was actually kind of funny. So then we had RVD against Al Snow with Monday Night Rules in effect. Whatever the fuck that was supposed to mean, I don't know. All I know is that this was the time when they're doing like a little ECW versus WWF feud, and RVD was doing the whole Mr. Monday Night thing, and so on and so forth. So another decent match. RVD wins. Not really surprised. It's RVD really didn't lose too much in ECW. That was just the way it was. So then, like I said, then there was like I said, we had the segment with the Sandman, the helicopter following him 2 to 3 different times. I mentioned that one more time just to remind you. So then we have the Jerry Lawler promo, and it was talking about his match with Tommy Dreamer, talking about how how a whole bunch of WWF superstars told him they wanted him to beat Tommy Dreamer. Guys like The Undertaker said, go ahead, finish him with a tombstone. Supposedly, Bret Hart said, finish him with a sharpshooter. And allegedly, Stone Cold Steve Austin told Lawler to open up the biggest can of whoop-ass on Tommy Dreamer that he possibly could. So then we had the Dudleys versus PG-13 for the ECW Tag Team Championship. Now, I do want to mention that what happened here was the Gangstas were originally the ECW Tag Team Champions going into this event. However, they weren't able to show up to the event. So the tag team titles were awarded to the Dudleys, but they had to defend their titles the same night against PG-13. Which, for those of you who really don't know who PG-13 is, picture pint-sized John Cena's about 8 years too early. That was PG-13 in a nutshell. I mean, they came out with the whole rapping thing, like what Cena used to do when he went to the doctor of thugonomics shit. But anyway, the Dudleys win, no surprise. I don't think anybody really expected PG-13 to win the match. So then we had Jerry Lawler versus Tommy Dreamer. Now, I thought this was a good match. It started off with Tommy Dreamer dominating Lawler. Then Jerry Lawler starts dominating Dreamer. But then there was only one thing that hurt the match a little bit. Every time Tommy would come close to winning, well, not every time, but like 2 or 3 different times, the lights would go out. A guy from the WWF would be there. One time I think it was like Rick Rude. The other time it was Sonny. And they ran that spot, like I said, 2 to 3 times. You know, it got a little repetitive, and you were just like, what? I mean, the quality of the match was still decent, despite the fact that, you know, they ran that lights out gimmick a little bit too much. Tommy Dreamer wins, and, you know, scores a major victory for ECW. So then the main event for tonight was Terry Funk and Shane Douglas versus Sabu for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. Now, the only thing I disagree with about this match was the fact that Sabu was the first one eliminated. I didn't think that made him look like a very good champion. I mean, I don't really have a problem with the fact that Sabu dropped the title here. I just think it was kind of stupid to have him be the first one eliminated and have it come down between Terry Funk and Shane Douglas. I mean, like, I know there was like a little feud going on between those two, but I personally think you could have saved that for a later time and focused on Sabu versus Shane Douglas just for that night. But anyway, it ends up being between Shane Douglas and Terry Funk. Shane Douglas hits a belly-to-belly suplex. Not once. He hits it like 2 or 3 different times. Terry Funk kicks out. Shane starts wondering what he's going to have to do to beat Terry Funk. Wonder if he can beat him. Then he finally, by the time he hits the 4th belly-to-belly suplex, he wins and becomes once again the ECW World Heavyweight Champion. This show, I'll give an A. It was another solid show. This was and I know some of you are going to ask you, are you going to give every ECW pay-per-view an A? No. The ones towards the end where they were slowly, going downhill, and they were, slowly on the verge of closing their doors, those ones will probably get quite a lower grade, only because I didn't actually see those pay-per-views when they first happened, and I didn't really want to, but for the sake of this review series, I will go and I'll watch them, just to see the decline of the quality of the matches that happened, because I'm sure the quality of the matches kind of went, because WWF started rating the ECW talent pool, and so did WCW, and then, the star power dwindled, then ECW didn't have a TV deal anymore, so it's like, nobody knew what was going on anymore, so it was like, whatever. But for Hardcore Heaven 97, I'll give it an A. It was good quality wrestling for what was going on at that time of wrestling. ECW was the good alternative product if you were sick of the things you were seeing on WCW and WWF. It was a good alternative, something good to watch. So now, immediately following this video, I'm going to be doing my 3rd and final video of this night. And I'm going to review ECW November to Remember 1997. This has been your host, Devious Damien, with the review of ECW Hardcore Heaven 97.